Hello and welcome. Are you looking for a way to improve your English without any stress? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, you'll hear a slow, simple conversation between two friends. Your job is easy. Just listen, relax, and let the natural flow of English sink in. That's it. Just listen. I'm Nora.
And I'm Alex. We're so glad you could join us today.
Today we're going to chat about our daily routines. It's a great way to pick up common words and phrases you can actually use in your everyday life. We'll be speaking slowly and clearly, so it's easy to follow along.
That's right. And here's how it's going to work. First, you'll listen to our full conversation. Then, you'll rewind and listen to it again so you can catch anything you missed. After that, Nora will break down some of the most important vocabulary and phrases from our chat. And finally, you'll get a chance to practice speaking by repeating some sentences after us.
It's like a full English lesson, but with zero pressure. Ready? Let's get started. Good morning, Alex. How are you doing today?
Morning, Nora. I'm doing great, thanks. I've got my morning coffee, so I'm feeling, ready for the day. What about you?
I'm feeling good too. I'm not a big coffee drinker though. I'm more of a tea person in the mornings. A warm cup of green tea, it's just the perfect way to start my day.
Ooh, green tea is nice. So, what's a typical morning look like for you? What time do you usually wake up?
I tend to wake up around 7 a.m. I really don't like to rush in the morning. The first thing I do is drink a big glass of water, and then I do about 15 minutes of stretching. It really helps me feel awake.
Wow, that's so healthy. Stretching in the morning sounds like a fantastic idea. I usually get up a little earlier, around 6:30, because I like to go for a quick walk before breakfast.
A walk in the morning sounds lovely. What do you usually have for breakfast?
It changes, but I often have oatmeal with some fruit. Like bananas or berries. On the weekends, I might make some eggs. What about you?
I like to keep it simple. I usually just have yogurt with granola and a little bit of honey. It's quick and easy. After breakfast, I check my emails and start to plan out my workday.
That sounds so organized. My mornings are definitely a bit more chaotic. After my walk and breakfast, I have to hustle to get ready for work. I usually leave the house around 8:30 a.m. How about your workday? Are you working from home?
Yep, I work from home most days, which is super convenient. My workday starts at 9 a.m. I'm a writer, so I spend most of my morning at my desk, just writing. I try to get a few hours of focused work in without any distractions.
That's great. It must be nice to have that quiet focus time. My job is in an office, so it can get pretty noisy and busy. We have a lot of meetings. What do you do for lunch?
I usually take a 1-hour break for lunch, around 12:30. I like to make a big salad, or just eat leftovers from the night before. I make sure to eat away from my desk, just to give my brain a rest. And you, Alex?
Our lunch break is at 1 p.m. I usually bring my lunch to work. It saves a lot of money. But sometimes, my coworkers and I will go out to a small cafe near the office to grab a bite. It's nice to get out for a little while.
I totally agree. A change of scenery is always good. What does your afternoon look like after lunch?
The afternoon is usually packed. More meetings and finishing up projects. It can be the busiest part of my day, honestly. I normally finish work around 5:30 p.m. and then head home. The commute can be pretty long some days.
The commute. That's one thing I definitely don't miss about office life. I also wrap up my work around 5:30. After I log off, I like to tidy up my workspace. It helps me switch from work mode to personal time.
That's a smart habit. When I get home, I'm usually pretty tired. I take about 30 minutes to just decompress, maybe listen to some music or a podcast.
That sounds so relaxing. I do something similar. I like to read a book. Or, if the weather's nice, do a little gardening. It really helps me wind down after a day of work. What do you typically do for dinner?
My wife and I take turns cooking.
We love trying new recipes, so what we eat for dinner really depends on the day. We usually eat around 7 p.m., and we always eat together at the dinner table. It's a nice time to catch up on our day.
That's wonderful. I enjoy cooking too. I find it really creative. I usually start making my dinner around 6:30 p.m. I'll often watch a show on TV while I eat.
Watching a show while eating is a classic way to relax. So, what do you do in the evening before bed?
In the evening, I like to call a friend or family member to catch up. Then I might watch a movie or read some more of my book. I try to stay off my phone for at least an hour before bed.
That is such a good rule. I should really try that. I definitely spend too much time scrolling on my phone before I sleep. My wife and I usually watch a show together. We try to get to bed around 10:30.
That's a good time. I'm usually in bed by 11 p.m. I like to read for a little bit, until I start to feel sleepy. Getting enough sleep is just so important.
I couldn't agree more. Well, it was great talking about our routines, Nora. It's funny how our days are so different, but also have some things in common.
It really was. Thanks for sharing, Alex. It's a good reminder that everyone has their own rhythm. Great job. Now, let's go back and listen to that one more time. See if you can pick up on a few more words and phrases this second time around. Remember, just relax and listen. It's okay if you don't get everything. The repetition is what really helps your brain learn. Let's go again. Welcome back. How did that feel? Did you understand a bit more the second time? Awesome. Now, let's break down a few key phrases from our conversation to help you understand natural English even better. The first phrase is, tend to. I said, I tend to wake up around 7 a.m.
Yes. Tend to. What exactly does that mean, Nora?
Great question, Alex. Tend to is a very common, natural way to talk about what you usually do. It's basically another way to say usually or often. And honestly, it makes you sound more like a native speaker.
Oh, okay. So instead of saying, I usually eat yogurt for breakfast, I could say, I tend to eat yogurt for breakfast.
Precisely. It's for something you do regularly.
Let me try one. I tend to feel tired after lunch.
That's a perfect example, Alex. You got it. Here's another one. He tends to be late for meetings, which just means he is usually late. Or, it tends to rain a lot in the spring. It's a really useful phrase. Okay, what's next? You mentioned that I said, grab a bite. My coworkers and I go out to grab a bite.
Ah, yes. To grab a bite. This is a fun, informal one.
It is. To grab a bite just means to get something to eat, usually something quick or casual. It's a very common slang phrase. For instance, instead of asking, do you want to get lunch? You could ask, hey, want to grab a bite?
So it's like getting food, but in a more casual way. Could I say, let's grab a bite before the movie?
Yep, that's exactly right. Perfect. Or you could say, I'm getting hungry. I'm going to grab a bite from the kitchen. It just sounds friendly and relaxed.
I like that one. It feels very natural.
Our next phrase is head to or head home. Alex, you said, then I head home.
Right, head home.
To head somewhere simply means to go in that direction. So you could say, I am going to work. Or you could say, I am heading to work. It means the same thing, but head to is just so common in spoken English.
So, head to just means go to. For example, after class, we'll head to the library.
Exactly. That's a great example. You could also say, it's getting late. I think I'm going to head out. Head out just means to leave. Or, which way are you heading?
This is fun. I'm learning a lot.
I'm so glad. Our fourth phrase is wind down. I said that reading a book helps me to wind down after a day of work.
To wind down. It sounds like it means to relax.
You got it, Alex. To wind down means to relax after being busy or excited. Imagine a toy that you wind up to make it go. Winding down is the opposite. It's the process of becoming calm.
So it's good to wind down before bed. For example, I listen to calm music to wind down before I sleep.
That is a perfect sentence. Wonderful. You could also say, the party started to wind down around midnight, which means it got calmer and people started leaving. It's a great phrase. And our last phrase is, depends on. You said, what we eat for dinner depends on the day.
Yes, depends on. I use this one all the time.
It's extremely useful. Depends on means that an answer or result is, well, controlled by something else. For example, if someone asks, are you going to the park tomorrow? You can say, it depends on the weather. This means if the weather is good, you'll go. But if it's bad, you won't.
I see. So my decision is affected by something else. Could I say, the price of the ticket depends on when you buy it?
Exactly. You're a fast learner, Alex. That's a perfect use of the phrase. One more. Do you want to go out tonight? I don't know. It depends on how much homework I have.
Great practice. Using these phrases will really help your English sound much more natural.
Now, it's your turn to speak. In this part, I'll say a sentence from our conversation, and then there will be a pause. During the pause, repeat the sentence out loud. Try to copy the way I say it. This technique is called shadowing, and it's a powerful way to improve your speaking. Say it with me. Ready? Let's start. I prefer tea in the morning. I tend to wake up around 7 a.m. I usually have oatmeal with some fruit. I work from home most days. I try to eat away from my desk. My coworkers and I go out to grab a bite. The afternoon is usually filled with more meetings. It helps me to wind down after a day of work. We always eat together at the dinner table. Getting enough sleep is so important.
Wonderful job! Speaking out loud is the best way to build confidence. You can do it!
And that's our lesson for today. You did a fantastic job. Remember, just a little bit of consistent listening every day is one of the best ways to improve your English. You learned about daily routines. We covered 5 new phrases, and you practiced your speaking.
Yes, you did an amazing job. Don't worry about being perfect. The most important thing is just to practice. Keep it up and you will see progress.
If you found this lesson helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe for more easy English conversations. It really helps our channel grow.
And we have a question for you. Let us know in the comments below. What do you tend to have for breakfast? We would love to read your answers.
Thanks so much for listening and learning with us today.
Bye everyone. See you next time. Keep practicing.